Have you been jumping into PvP and trying to figure out what weapon is better for your gameplay style or what weapon is better for the event of Battle Arena? And you just want some straight up help with giving you some strategy and a breakdown of every single weapon that is available with inside of PSO2 PvP, a game mode? Well, this is the video for you because we are going to discuss everything you need to know about weapon in this series of video, going over every single weapon inside of PvP, what along with what they're used for, how good are they on, what is the weakness, and what type of weapon you should be using depending on your gameplay style. And if you find that video helpful, make sure you do the like, favorite, subscribe, and hit some bells. You know what to do. And with that, let's begin by talking about one of my favorite weapons, which is the assault rifle. Assault rifle comes into three different gameplay modes here for your character, and three different type of versions that you can get randomly throughout PvP, since what version of each weapon you might get might be a little random depending on the map and the situation, but it's still broken into three specific categories. And the fourth category is meant for anyone who want to do damage to enemies and to hopefully keep enemy locked into place so you can keep attacking them. Which is extremely good against enemies that is a little more quicker and a little more quote range. And the one I am talking about here is the rifle with a stun ability. So the stun ability itself is a photon art that when you hit the enemy, you will literally lock them in place for roughly about a second or half a second roughly, and by hitting them you will also do a static effect that will cause them to slowly lose health over a little bit of time, and not a lot of damage, but enough to help you out here. But the main reason you want to use this version of the rifle is the ability to, like I said, stun the enemy and lock them in place, because with 3 to 4 hits, you can knock out pretty much any enemy with this stun, and then you'll have your normal machine gun attack when you do not have the PP to actually do your photon art stuff. And in return, that weapon actually really good, especially against melee classes and really any classes that you want to kind of lock them in place and hopefully not deal with them as they are bum rushing you. On net gun, not so much, but it does have its uses, which is mainly used to doing a lot of damage very quickly, if it might not kill that many enemies, especially since if the enemies are running from you or trying to hide behind things, it can get a few hits in. That is more like a support machine gun, I get the best way to put it, without you get lucky here. And the version I am talking about is the assault rifle that literally have the normal attack and it photon art is made up of rapid fire, which will double the amount of rounds that you can shoot off, do a little more damage. But like I said, this is more a weapon or a variant of the assault rifle that is more useful against enemies that are moving quickly, or you're just trying to get as much damage in as humanly possible before the enemy can go around a corner. Also a little bit more if you need to do some damage and you need to get away. It does have some space to be used, but it don't do nearly as much damage or don't have as much opportunity as some of the other variants. Nonetheless, it's still useful in certain situations. And the final variant of the assault rifle is a one with a photon art that you can in return charge up, and when you shoot it, if it's a really slow projectile, but whenever you hit an enemy, you have a high chance of doing a large amount of damage. And in normal attack, the normal attack that you get in all three variants here. But the photon art itself is very useful if your character is going behind enemy line, or you have an opportunity to attack an enemy that is distracted by someone else, and you can take advantage of a surprise, and in return, you might actually get a kill if you can hit the enemy with this ability. But sadly, if the characters are moving around a lot or dashing around, it's a little bit harder to hit them. But if you get lucky enough and you get a character thing, still, it's probably the second best variant of the machine guns overall. But outside of them little detail for the assault rifle does have some downside to it. Don't get me wrong, it have a positive, such as being able to attack an enemy from long range, having the ability to kind of hang back a little bit and add a little bit of support, or being able to sneak around enemies that are distracted fighting other people. With that being said though, the shortcoming is pretty big shortcoming, mainly since by using the assault rifle, you have a lot of weaknesses against other weapons, such as the swords or fields, or pretty much anything melee or any ability or class that can get up close and personal to you in a very quick way. So this weapon is more so for the people who want to hang back and be more of a support character instead of a frontline straight up melee, because sadly a lot of the melee stuff and pretty much a lot of the weapons outside of the gunner kind of can wipe the floor with anyone with a rifle, just because we do not have the mobility, and in return we do not have the possibility of doing good shots if someone is right on top of you. So that is something to keep in mind, right along with if you do get into a bind with a enemy bum rushing you and getting extremely close to you, is ideally you will hopefully have somebody else on your team with you. So because of that, you also kind of want to stay more in the group with your party. So ideally, if you're going to play the Ranger class or the assault rifle, you mainly want to make sure you stay with your party. Do not go lone wolf here. But outside of that, we do, of course, have some upgrade to the weapon that is given to you as the match go along throughout the time limits. And every weapon do get an upgrade over X amount of minutes. The upgrades here are not exactly ideal in a lot of ways. Don't get me wrong. I believe they do a little bit more damage. But the weapons itself do not change all that much. Overall, this weapon is a fairly decent one. Like I said, especially if you want to play more of the support class heal and mainly want to be a backup ammunition for other characters that are more on the front lines. And there you go. As of now, that is everything strategy-wise that you can use the assault rifle for, and some tips on actually playing with it weapon inside of PvP. So if you found it helpful, or you actually trying out the rifle and you got any more tips that you want to give below, be sure to do that in the comments, and help everybody out who is joining the team of playing Rangers inside of PvP. And with that, if you find it useful, once again, do like, favorite, subscribe, hit some bells, and don't forget I am streaming here on YouTube every Saturday and Sunday starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, playing all the PSOs. So with that, I will see you all in the comments.